communication. It's very, very essential for all of us in our day-to-day lives. As human beings, we have to communicate with one another. The first point, you have to understand what is communication is. It's a two-way process. The two-way process is the sender and the receiver, where we use any medium. Now when we say a medium, it can be verbal, it can be written. Now suppose it's a telephone conversation, the sender who's conveying the message, and the receiver who's receiving the message, the medium is the telephone. In the same way, a written message, when we transfer a written message also, the written format is the medium through which we are using this particular communication. So in our day-to-day lives, we converse with one another. And this process of communication is so very essential. We need it in any language, the same process will be followed. At times, we do have obstacles in communication process where we call it as the barriers to communication. So sometimes medium will also pose as a problem to us when we try to convey the message to the others. So from here, the sender sends the message, and once they send it, the receiver will receive it after it is passed through the channel. In the same way, the receiver can give the feedback, and that particular feedback will go back to the sender who receives the message correctly, and the message is passed. So he or she is getting the feedback of what is the communication which is being sent first by the sender and received by the receiver. The receiver gives the feedback and it goes again to the sender again. So in this particular process, when we follow, since it's a two-way process, its communication normally takes place between two people or more. It can never happen with only one person. It's always plural, two or more people where they are able to communicate. So this is again a way where we communicate. It's a two-way process. We have non-verbal communication also. So what is this non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication shows our gestures, our body language, the eye contact, the tone modulation. So all these make one different impact when we are talking to somebody. Our standing position, our sitting position, the way we have direct eye contact, all this also conveys to the listener of what exactly we are trying to tell the person, of what we are trying to convey to the person. So this particular process is so very different that we have to follow, and we have to see the person to whom we are conveying the message, how is that person able to understand our message. For example, if we are going to take the non-verbal communication, our facial expression also, we can express it in different ways. Especially when we teach literature, it's very essential, our facial expression, because in our expression itself, we can show whether the poet is trying to convey anger, whether he is trying to convey happiness, whether it is sorrow, whether it is frustration or whatever. Everything will be shown on our face. And the body language also plays a very prominent role. So we must try to see how we can reach out to others through a proper source of communication, which is very essential.